Today I'm showing you my evening skincare routine. I did my day routine, my AM routine, probably 2 months ago. It's hard for me to do the evening because I don't think my lighting really works for evening, but looking in this monitor here, I did a white balance, which I usually don't do. I've been doing them for the last month or so, and this might look okay, but it's night. It's early, it's only 6:30, but let's get into it. I do like to do my skincare early if possible because I am a side sleeper and I don't want all the good things I'm putting on my skin to just be on my pillow. But I have to admit, lately I've been doing it pretty late and I've been staying up until like 3 in the morning and I'm not up on my sleep. Not that that matters, right? Well, let's get into it. I have makeup on my face and today I am wearing, let me just look to see. I think I'm liking this mix. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I mixed the Deauville with the Santa Fe, and I think this is much better than the video I did the other day with Andrea Lee's favorites. And we're going to start washing the face. I always start with micellar water. Double cleanse, I know, is the thing. A lot of people double cleanse. I used to double cleanse. But I kind of like doing micellar water. I use the Garnier because the truth is when I wash my face in the basin, it makes the sink filthy because all my makeup's coming off. And if I can not make my basin filthy, that's kind of what I'm going to vote for. At night, I oftentimes will wash my face and then do machines, but sometimes it's hard for me to remember and I start putting on all my skincare and then, oh shoot, I wanted to do red light. Today I'm not going to do any machines, but I am going to tell you it's not uncommon for me to put a movie on or watch a series at night, and I will often use my Tatcha cleansing oil to do massage. I'll do facial with my fingers, some lymphatic, and then I'll go with the gua sha, and I can do it for a really long time. I love doing that. But today we're not going to do that. First we're going to go in with micellar water and just get some stuff off the face. See what a great match this is for me? I'm really impressed. Oh my God. Boop, boop. That is a lot. Then I'll go in with my cleanse. So I brought out to the table several cleansers that I like to use, and I'll just walk you right through it. I love the Tatcha oil. Unlike other oils that I have tried, it doesn't feel drying. I think a lot of them have too much detergents in them. And while you're thinking, oh, it's oil, it's going to be easy and not harsh, I think some of them are. And it doesn't leave a film on my skin. So this is my favorite. I also got this last year when I did my halo. They gave me a bunch of Elastin products. This is their gentle cleanser and it is a gel and it's almost gone. But I've been using this quite a bit. You just need the teeniest bit. Don't do a full pump. I don't want to get too much foaming on my face because then I'll be rinsing for a long time. And I don't want to do that because that actually helps transepidermal evaporation, oddly enough. Recently, I got this from Refer. They also call it a gentle cleanser, and it seems a lot like this. This is a huge amount. I don't have my magnifying glass. This is 177 ml or 6 fluid ounces, and this is 250 ml. So there's a little bit more in here than in here. So this is likely to last me for a really long time. I think they're super similar, and I would venture to guess this is probably a little less expensive than the Elastin. And that's gel cleanser. I have lots of cleansers. Oh, there's something I didn't bring in here. For this video, I want to show you some of the other things that I have at my disposal, as opposed to usually I just show you very specifically what I do. Nighttime for me is the time to change things up and to listen to my skin and give it what I think it might be needing. So I have your basic A and basic B, depending on my retinol. That's the only thing that changes. But I have so many other things in my medicine cabinet, under my sink, that I use when maybe I'm really dehydrated or I'm really dry. My skin is flaky, my skin is angry, whatever it might be. And I think it behooves all of us to have some extra things besides our basics to address issues that we might be having. So I'm not going to show you everything that I have, but I'm bringing out a little bit more than I usually do. This cleanser is from Truth Treatments. It is the Honey Hyaluronic Cleanser. This is a small one. Just use a little bit. It will last you a long time. It is pricey, but this has lasted me a long time. I don't use it that often. I find it to be the teeniest bit stripping. I also find it to be the teeniest bit exfoliating. So if I feel like my skin's a little rough, it needs a little something extra, this is what I go into. I might do it just one day, or I might do a couple of days until it starts feeling a little bit smoother. So I'm going to stop right here and I am going to wash my face. I'll let you know what my decision was for today's wash, and then we'll continue with essence. All right, I washed my face and I decided to use something else that I didn't bring out earlier. This is the Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. It's really, really gentle. It doesn't leave a film. And I have something very similar to this from Aven that I can't find. You know how when you clean things out and then you reorganize them and then you can't find them? Yes, you will see this in my videos in the coming months, how I'm cleaning and I'm purging. I did that in this bathroom, in the upstairs bathroom, and I can't find. But this is what I did for my cleanser. Now, let's talk about acids. I don't do acids very often because my skin is super sensitive to acids, both glycolic and lactic, oddly enough. I do have a lactic cleanser from Dermalogica. It's upstairs in the bathroom in my bedroom that I love a lot. And I feel when I use that, not only does my skin feel soft and moisturized, because lactic acid is very moisturizing as opposed to glycolic acid, but if I put it on when I'm upstairs and I kind of work it into my face and come downstairs and rinse it off, I swear my face looks a little bit brighter. It's really, really brilliant. But I have 3 things I want to share with you, and of course I also use the Baby Facial Sukari from Junk Elephant once in a while. I don't do acids a lot, but of the ones that I have tried, that is the best. I tried the Ordinary, I tried Murad, and I like the Drunk Elephant. This is the most gentle. I have 2 to talk about in this category. This is the Micro Toner Real Ferment from Neogen. And it looks like I use this a lot. I feel that I don't actually use it a lot. It's just I think I put a little too much on. I did this the other day, so I'm not going to do it again. I very rarely do this 2 days in a row, and I'll go for weeks without using it. If your skin is a little bit hardier, the Tarte Knockout is lovely. It's amazing. I've heard that it's very similar to the what is that one, that French brand? You can only get it in New York. I can't remember, but people go crazy for it, and I heard this is very similar to that. I just can't handle it. I've had it for years and I hardly ever use it. So I'm not going to do those. I am just going to go into my toners. Or essences. I'm going to post right here a video I did a couple of years ago going over my essences and what the actives are in each one. I have essences that do different things, have different actives, and I really see a benefit to mixing it up. Like if you want to do skins, a couple of years ago, the whole skin thing was really big, where you would put on your essence like 6 or 7 skins. Basically, you're using a week's worth of toner in one day, but it is incredibly hydrating. But instead of doing 7 of the same, I oftentimes will do 3, and generally I do at least 2, and they do different things for me. So the one that I use the most often, no matter what, is this one. And I obviously can't read, Pukyul, which is a Korean brand. This was a doctor's office, and they, I guess, do procedures, and they developed this line for post-procedure, so you know it's going to be gentle, and what I'm doing with this step is hydrating. So I want to get it on, because my skin's been naked for a few minutes, and let that drink in. Hydration for me, so important. It just helps to plump up your skin and help it look a little less old and cranky. And you'll see as I put these on, my skin will start to get more and more pink. Another one I use a lot is the Secret Key. You can see I'm almost done with this. This is a dupe for the SK2. This has Pietra, I think, in it. It'd be amazing if I can remember all these. I'm probably not saying it right, but it is something to do with rice that is lightening and brightening to your skin. It's like part of a ferment of rice. And the story was that the people who were working in the fermentation thing had the most beautiful hands. And they figured out, oh, it's from this ingredient. I think it's called Pietra. Another one that I use quite often is Sukuyaka Suhara, Urea. Urea is incredibly hydrating. It's a wonderful humectant, and there's a couple of other lovely things in here as well. So I'm just building it all up, and I think I'll just keep it at 3 for today. But I want to show you a couple of other things that I use. This is Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner, and it's a little bit more viscous. It's a little bit less watery than the others. It looks the same, but see how it's rolling down kind of slowly? It has a nice little heft to it. Oh, I guess I'm gonna put it onto my face. It smells really lovely. It smells like a spa experience. And this one, Meiku. Several years ago, when the Korean fad was in, and I'm going to say it's a fad because so many people aren't talking about it anymore in the general population, but Sephora was doing a lot of Korean brands, and they decided just to do Glow Recipe, which isn't even Korean, but it's based on Korean technology. And Meiku is lovely. I guess I'm going to do this. I'm going to be super hydrated today, but there's no reason to do that many. It's just I pulled them all out. And this is birch juice, which is also really nice for the skin. And just be sure when you're using these toners to get the perimeter of your face. Get the whole face. I've seen videos where some people really focus on like this area or this area, but they don't seem to get the entire area. I have a theory that because when we first started doing skincare, we were teenagers and we had an oily T-zone. Most of us focus on the T-zone, but our aging kind of happens here. And by the time we start to get older, we really have it ingrained to just do certain areas of our face instead of the entire area of our face. That's a theory I have. So be sure to get your borders, do your entire face with all your products. So next, I'm going to be getting into my serums. Now here is an honorable mention that is kind of a serum weight, but it's a little bit like an essence as well. And this I found when I was cleaning. See how lovely that is? This is from Oliveria, and it is a lovely hyaluronic acid serum. And I didn't bring my other hyaluronic acid serum out, but it's from Maylove, and it is also lovely. This one is maybe a little bit thinner, but if you feel like you are deeply in need of some more, those are two really, really nice ones. And this would probably be my first one if I was going to put it on. But, you know, okay, let's just put it on. So right here, this one or the Maylove. So I'm kind of layering, because hyaluronic acid will pull moisture into your face. And if you don't have any in your face, it will pull from the air. And if there's none in the air, then it's going to pull from deep within your skin and make you actually look dehydrated. But since I put all these essences on, hopefully it'll just pull those essences, that beautiful, yummy, wet, hydrating stuff, to the surface of the skin. But I want to lock that down pretty quickly, so let's start. This is my niacinamide. I only use this at night, and I use it at night because it is a great partner with Retin A, retinol, retinaldehyde. There's also DMNA, what is it called? I'll post it right here, which is a lovely anti-aging as well. So nighttime, I really go to town. I also do coenzyme Q10, and this is from DHC, I believe. Looks like this, lasts me forever. I might do 2 pumps. Sometimes I will mix it in my hand with a niacinamide, just do one pump. But it's a lovely antioxidant, and there's no reason not to have a couple of different antioxidants. In the morning, it's vitamin C, and in the evening, it's the coenzyme Q10 for me. And then we have the Dermatology Needleless Serum, and yay, I have enough left. I don't do a full dropper of this, I do about a half a dropper. And I believe it's arginine that is in here that's so interesting, and arginine can help with, you know, they call it the Botox in a bottle. It might extend your Botox. And there's peptides in here as well, including copper peptide. But let's talk about copper peptides. This is my copper peptide, which, as you can see, is blue. Copper peptides are blue. This serum is not blue, so I imagine very little copper peptide. I'm just using this just to use it, you guys. My hands are a little bit slippy right now because I'm almost done with it. And I have not been using this regularly for a really long time. So let's just get it on the face. Copper peptides are said to be excellent for collagen production. It is also said that they don't react very well with retin products. You need to give your skin a little bit of time before you go on with Retin-A after this, or retinol. But I've also been advised you only have to wait 15 minutes. You don't have to wait a couple of hours. So let's get that on. And then two more things I want to talk about in the serums. This is Royal Honey Propolis. I've had this for a long, long time. Honey is so hydrating, so soothing on the skin. So let's just do a lot of that. I usually don't put this many products on my face, and you'll notice that there's not a lot of actives in here. I think it's super dangerous to put on a ton of actives at one time. Most of these are really smoothing and lovely on the skin. And this is a little bit thicker. It almost feels like it's a little occlusive, and I always put my excess on my hands. Now usually from here I go on with the Victoria Beckham serum, which is also a little bit thicker and a little bit more occlusive, but because I did these two, which I don't normally put all of this on at the same time, I'm going to skip that one, but I've been using that for a year, and I've been using it morning and night, and there's just something I really like about it. It was developed by Agustina Zbater, so you know there's good science behind it, and I'm here for it. And I also want to talk to you about this dermatology product, lactic acid refining serum. So this is a leave-on serum because I have copper peptide and I'm going to do a retin product. I am not going to do this right now. But if you want to skip, or for me anyway, if I want to skip maybe my Retin-A, I'll do this, or you can do it during the day if you want. This smells, and I think it is kind of a dupe for the Sunday Riley, which is much, much, much more expensive. And I'll just do it on my hands. You can see what's going on here. Boop. A little bit thick. May as well. I have a cut on this hand. I don't know what I did. You know, have you ever found that when it's really cold, somehow you seem to cut your hands? Just, you hit it against a door or a hanger or something in the kitchen. It wasn't a knife cut, because I'd remember that. But yeah, my hands beginning to get a little sticky. And this is when I start with my eyes. Dermatology, this is so hydrating, and I swear that I have seen it help my puffiness. The teeniest amount, but in the morning sometimes I put this on and my eyes are looking puffy, especially this one. And 5 minutes later I'm like, oh, this really helped. It's hydrating, but it's not watery. It's just a very light cream. And I might do that again. We'll see. Maybe not. So now I want to get into moisturizing. I have hydrated. I put on my actives, in this case, 2 actives. I wouldn't call the coenzyme Q10 really an active. And I like to layer my moisture just like I do during the day, but even more so at night. I think different weights of moisturizer can be better absorbed and can be occlusive and lock everything in. There are 2 that I really, really like. Now, Neogen, no, who was it? Laneige has the cream skin toner, which I finished by putting it in here. This is by Refer, and it seems like it's very similar. It's very watery, so you would think this would be an essence, and you could put it on in your essence series, but there's something really moisturizing about it as well. Oh my god, so delicious. It just feels so, so lovely. And here's another one, you guys. This is from Aven. I think you pronounce it Tri Extra. And this, I think, is actually something you can use on your body, but you can also use it on your face. It's a really light moisturizer, but it's quite, it doesn't have, there is a little bit of scent, and it smells nice. It's kind of like sandalwood. But I've used this on my face before. If you are traveling, wow, I'm just hitting everything, and you can't pack that much, pack that. Use it on your face and on your body. But for today's video, we're just going to put it on my body because I have so much going on, and because there's scent in that, I don't want to take any chances. So let's talk about Retin. I did a video on Retin and Retin-A and Retinol, and I will post it right here. My newest product from dermatology is upstairs, but it is a retinol. So this is Retinol, Retinol, and Retin-A. Retin-A, bioavailable to your skin immediately. Boom. Retinaldehyde has to be converted once in your skin in order to be bioavailable to the receptors that say, hey, let's produce some collagen. Collagen party. Boom. May love. And retinol has to be converted twice. So each time there's a conversion, you lose some of the efficacy. But there's a place for retinol in my life if my skin's a little bit irritated, but I want to do something. Then I go in with the dermatology, which I'll post a picture right here. I did it last night, that's why it's upstairs. I've been using this for almost 2 years now, and I still am not up to using it every single day. I will, from time to time, do 2 or 3 days in a row, and then I will back off. Last night I did this, so tonight I'm doing this, and I like to buffer. You don't have to, but if you're sensitive, it's a good idea. Mix really well in your hand. One of the things I like to mix it with is my Hada Labo. This is a lovely moisturizer, very similar to the one from Aven that I just put on my face, but lighter. So it's like a milkier kind of product, where that one, wait, did I put that on my face? I did not. So I'm going to mix with this. You don't need a lot. And they say a pea size of your Retin-A. Here they are together. And I'll mix them really well. So all my other products are kind of acting as a buffer, as is this. A lot of people will just take their Retin-A, they're not sensitive to it, and just dot all over the face, and then work it in. You should have just enough to reach all of your skin. It should be a little bit hard to spread it to the entire surface. When I mix it, it's a lot easier. And now I'm going to go on with my second eye cream. This is from Clarins, and really I'm just using this because I found it when I was cleaning. It's expensive and I want to finish it. I used to wear this all the time. I'm using a little bit more on this. And one day I realized it didn't really work all that well with my makeup. And then I found the Dermatology, which is more hydrating than this. This is not creamy, you know, it isn't a pump, but when you put it on, it feels more creamy. Right now, I feel like I need a lot of help in the area. And because I am trying to get rid of this, I'm going to take a little bit more and do my lids. But usually for my second eye, I do the Dr. Dennis Gross, which really helps to lighten the darkness under your eyes. There's something in there that is quite lightening. All right, continuing on with moisturizing, now I'm going to go on with something a little bit heavier, and this is where I'm doing the Augustinus butter, the cream, not the rich cream, right? The cream. 1 pump, trying to make it last. My skin is feeling super protected and happy to the touch. And I'm really glad I'm doing this early, so all of this goodness is going to be in my skin, being nice and delicious. And I always finish with liquid gold. It's a little bit more occlusive. Well, I'm not done. We're not finished. But for this level, I like to do occlusive things at night. Really heavy, heavy things. I don't do it every night, but I do it a lot. There's one more active I want to talk about that I'm not using right now, but I've used it in the past, and that is the ordinary azelaic acid, which is supposed to help with redness. This is kind of thick. Let me put it on this hand, because I just put that lotion. It's a little bit thick, and as such, a little bit occlusive. So I like to put it on towards the end of my program. The HA moisturizing factors are skin identicals, which I might also do right now after I've done this one. But lately, I have been using this. That's a balm from Augustinus Bader that's really, really nice. But I'm telling you guys, if I felt just dry as a bone, I might go on with the HA factors, and then I would go on with this. Another one that's really occlusive, really interesting, is the Lipicar from Le Roche-Posay, and this is super, super thick and occlusive. And you can use this on your skin. Like if you have really scaly arms or your shins are really scaly, this you can use on your face and on your body. And it's incredibly occlusive and lovely. I really like to mix products that are inexpensive with products that are more expensive. In fact, the Augustinus Bader, I've only been using a short while. I think the balm I got last year. And the same thing for the Victoria Beckham. I think if you take the time to learn about skincare, what ingredients do for your skin, and then map it out, what do you think you need? You can find these ingredients in less expensive packaging than, well, not packaging, but you know what I mean, than the Augustinus Bader. But Augustinus Bader, this is like science-backed stuff as opposed to expensive lines, like lines I love for makeup, which, you know, Sicily Paris, you know what I mean? Chantecaille, I don't want to use Chantecaille skincare. Just because something's botanical doesn't mean that there's any evidence that it's going to do something. I want something that has evidence, and that's how I kind of created what I'm doing on my face. But you can find them in affordable prices. And La Roche-Posay and Avène has several products that are really, really lovely. However, I'm going to go on with this. If I want to do an oil, I use the Fortify, and this is also from Stratia, same place where I get this. I just use a little bit. That probably looks like a lot, but it's not. That's how much it is. Not a lot. And this will be my occlusive. If I'm doing my skincare early, like I am right now, and I feel in a couple of hours, I'm not feeling anything on my face, it's all sunk in, I'll put something else on. I'll put an oil on. I'll put another occlusive moisturizer on. One that is nice is the Magic Cream, but it's really, I think, expensive. I don't want to buy, generally speaking, my skincare from a cosmetics company. And somebody told me this a long time ago, and I think he was really right. You know, buy your skincare from skincare companies and buy your makeup from makeup companies. A company that starts with skincare and goes into makeup, usually their makeup's not that elegant, and someone who starts in makeup and then goes to skincare, usually not that scientific, and they usually throw a lot of fragrance in it. And fragrance, while you may not be sensitive to it, can be sensitizing. So you're someone who, it doesn't matter about fragrance. If you use it every single day in a moisturizer, day and night, you may find over time you become sensitized to it, and then you're in trouble. So that, I think, is it. Let me check. Yep. I got a little bit of drugstore, a little bit of ordinary, a little bit expensive. You know, you don't have to do these if you don't want to, but there are award-winning skincare, and I am 60. God, my hands feel amazing. They feel cocooned. My arms feel fantastic and cocooned. This is so occlusive. It's really, really lovely. So let's say you don't need the special anti-aging ingredients in this. You just want something super occlusive. You can't lose using this as an occlusive. And they have something else. I think it's called Cigapar Balm. And that is even more occlusive for when you're really in trouble. So you guys, this time I tried to show you a few more options because my skincare hasn't changed all that much, but this time I've showed you how I might change things up depending on what's going on or what my backups are. What do you call that in sports? Alternates? my alternate hitter, is that what you call it? I don't know. And gosh, my skin just feels so yummy. I'm really happy to be done with my skincare, even though I missed my machines today. And that is going to wrap up tonight's video. This is my evening skincare. This is what my skin is looking like, and I feel pretty good about it. And thank you so much for being here. Ciao.